Hello everyone, the question is which one of the following is the most likely root cause why menstruation is not taking place in regularly cycling human female. So let's see that in females, if a female is not pregnant, so in a non-pregnant female, what happens that every month one of the two ovaries release an egg. So every month an ovum is released from the ovary and this ovum is collected by the fallopian tube. So after ovulation, the ovum is received by the fallopian tube, and also the uterus, the innermost lining of uterus, which is known as endometrium. So every month it becomes thick due to proliferation of its cells. So when an organ or tissue becomes thick due to proliferation or increase in number of cells, so this is called hypertrophy. So hypertrophy is the increase in size of an organ or a tissue due to increase in number of cells. So every month the endometrium, which is the innermost lining of uterus, it becomes thick, so that if implantation occurs, means if fertilization is there and embryo attaches with the endometrium, so it must be thick and it must be strong enough to support the embryo. So for this it undergoes hypertrophy, where the cells increase in the number. So these events occur in the non-pregnant female. Now after the ovulation, the egg is received by the fallopian tube. Now there are two cases. One is if this ovum is fused with the sperm. So this is known as fertilization. Or so one is fertilization and other one is it is not fertilized. So if it is not fertilized, then the ovum, it loses its viability and it disintegrates. But if fertilization occurs, then what happens? So when the fertilization is there, then there will be no menstruation. Means menstrual cycle will stop temporarily. So no menstruation or no bleeding will be there, because at this point the corpus luteum, which is the endocrine gland, which is formed by the release of egg from the Graafian follicle, and now the empty Graafian follicle has converted into the corpus luteum, and this corpus luteum is secreting the sex hormones, which are known as estrogen and progesterone. So what happens when the female is pregnant, means the fertilization has occurred. So in that case, corpus luteum doesn't break, so it is maintained. So if corpus luteum is maintained, then level of estrogen and progesterone also are high in the female's blood. So and progesterone maintains the endometrium, so it doesn't allow the breaking of endometrium, which in case of non-fertilized or non-pregnant female have undergone breakdown will be there. So if the female is pregnant or the fertilization has taken place, then in that case corpus luteum is maintained. Also the corpus luteum is secreting these two sex hormones, so their level will be high in the female's blood, and also the endometrium will be maintained. So corpus luteum will secrete the progesterone and progesterone maintains the endometrium. It prevents the breakdown of endometrium. But all these events are occurring only when fertilization is there. So the right answer of this question means if the female is not menstruating, it means no breakdown of endometrium is there, no bleeding is there. It means the chances are the ovum is fertilized. The right answer of this question is option D. And all these events, it means maintenance of hypertrophical endometrium lining, it is a consequence of fertilization. Then maintenance of high concentration of sex hormones in the bloodstream, so this one is also a consequence of fertilization. And the retention of well developed corpus luteum, so its maintenance is also a consequence of fertilization. So all these events are true, but all these are the consequences of this single event, which is known as fertilization. So the right answer of this question is option D. I hope it is clear. All the best.